Welcome back for episode 2, and it does not disappoint. As long as you're looking for stupidity and cringe, that is. So let's get right into this week's offering, shall we? The episode begins with a flashback 15 years ago. There's a search going on for Kate's mother and sister after budget Batman dropped a bat ball and left two innocent people to suck river water. Even though months have gone by, Cobra Commander and Kate continue to look. Now I can understand them looking, but why the fuck are they searching at night, months later? We then return to the present. Cobra Commander is giving a briefing to the audience, who wisely skipped the first episode, but then decided to join in on this episode. So maybe they're not that wise after all.
You chose poorly.
I want him stopped. Dead or alive.
He's the leader of a security firm. Can he just order his thugs to straight murder people? So the crows are hunting the rabbits, and the rabbits are causing all kinds of mischief. It's all fun and games until one of those CGI explosions kills someone. Luckily, Bat Pronoun is already in the area. She body checks one goon and hurls a batarang at the other one, hitting him square in the shoulder. Why the shoulder? Batarangs are for distraction or disabling people. Why didn't she throw it at his legs? Anyway, while she's just standing there, admiring her marksmanship, I guess, the other thug blasts her right in the chest. Now she should know immediately that she's not dead, but I guess she doesn't want to take that chance, so instead of tackling the thug, she checks herself for bullet holes. It doesn't matter though, because she has fucking teleportation powers. She doesn't get to find out
Where's Alice?
or where are the other drugs going, because a murder of crows show up to murder the rabbit thug. Kate heads back to the Batcave. There's a secret door to the Batcave inside the parking garage. Now, the first episode shows the Batcave is right below Bruce Wayne's office. Is the office right next to the parking garage? Luke bitches her out for pretending to be Batman. It's been 4 days since the end of the first episode. She's been running around cosplaying and looking for Alice. We get a scene with the entire bunch: Kate, Cobra Commander, Asian trophy wife, and Asian stepsister at breakfast. Despite begging the good commander to become a crow, Kate has decided that she's not crow material at the moment. Asian stepsister then gives the roll call for the show's target demographic.
But what's her deal exactly?
She's married. Honey, drop it.
Yeah, I get that, but she could still be bi, bicurious, pan, poly, omni.
Kate, channeling the majority of people who chose poorly to watch this show, cuts that bitch off by dropping the bombshell that Alice is Kate's dead sister. Cobra Commander scoffs at that notion. They supposedly found skull fragments matching her DNA. Kate wants to have the knife she took from Frumps McGurk tested for DNA. Cobra Commander and his trophy wife both agree that Alice can't be the dead sister. Kate vows to prove that she is. Meanwhile, Frumps McGurk has kidnapped an old couple and is forcibly squatting in their home. I'm sure the whole house is covered in bite marks from all the scenery chewing she's done. How anyone can stand her mustache twirling is beyond me. But I guess when virtually everyone else in the show is a self-propelled mannequin, you have to latch on to something. She's talking about how she's going to get revenge.
I think it's time for Gotham to watch Commander Crow.
No, it's Cobra Commander, bitch. Frumps McGurk is going crazy because she can't find her favorite knife. And when she finds out her boy toy has not found it, she turns completely into a cartoon character. Mark Hamill's Joker in Batman the Animated Series was less of a cartoon character than Frumpy here. And this is completely stupid, because she is the one who hurled it at Bat Pronoun herself. The writers of the show must be pulling it straight out of their ass as they go along. If they really wanted this to be a subplot, why not have had Bat Pronoun kick the knife out of her hand and across the room, and then pick it up later? Kate is back at the Batcave and is still trying to get the knife DNA tested, and Luke admits he's a pointless character.
Got your text. Yes, technically Wayne is in possession of a thermocycler and PCR mixers.
PCR.
Polymerase chain reaction is used to separate and amplify DNA, which then needs to be analyzed against another sample for a match.
So if I could provide you with another sample.
Sorry, I just keep the doors locked and the lights on. What this is?
A bat weapon.
Laser saw. This thing will cut through anything.
Cool.
What about this?
Gas mask.
Rebreather. To breathe underwater without a tank. See, these aren't toys. These are one-of-a-kind, dangerous tools, of which even I don't know how to use. I don't know how to use half the stuff in here, because it's not meant for me. It's meant for Batman.
You know who you sound like?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Lucius Fox.
Did he get brought to the Batcave as part of a Bring Your Child to Work day? Why the fuck does he know who Batman is? You don't need to know Batman's secret identity to be able to keep the doors locked. Back at the Crow's Nest, Agent Alphabet has a momentary break from her mind fog and point blank asks Kate if she is Bat pronoun. Kate denies this and makes a reference to a character people actually like.
This? Besides, if I were gonna save you in a dramatic fashion, I would totally dress as Wonder Woman.
Sorry, Ruby, not even the entire budget for Justice League could make you pull off a convincing Wonder Woman. Agent Alphabet then goes back to thinking about Looney Tunes cartoons or something, because she immediately drops the subject. They go down to the parking garage to talk privately, and Bat Pronoun asks Agent Alphabet to run the knife for DNA. Agent Alphabet refuses, however, because Cobra Commander would serve her own ass on gluten-free toast. Things are starting to get a little too teen drama-like. Bat Pronoun says if she knew Agent Alphabet was going to get married, she would have tried to stop it. But before things can get too CW,
Thanks.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
surprise, bitches! The Rabbit Thugs arrive, and after another bad fight scene, they scurry off with Frumps McGurk's knife. What was their plan? How did the Rabbit Thugs know that Bat Pronoun and Agent Alphabet were going to be hanging out in the garage? Were they planning to storm the Crow's Nest with 6 guys and got lucky? Cobra Commander is furious. Despite all the absurd coincidences going on, he's still convinced his daughter's dead. But Bat Pronoun thinks there might still be some good left in her. Cobra Commander says nuts to that. The GCPD has decided that arresting her and giving her a trial is just too damn hard, and has literally put a hit out on her.
The GCPD just gave us a green light to put her down. I'm not wasting the shot.
Even Saddam Hussein got a mock trial before they made him into maggot food. Frumps McGurk, though? That bitch is about to be fitted for a pine overcoat. One of the wounded Rabbit Thugs was tracked somewhere on Bennett Avenue. Bat Pronoun, the world's most slightly under-average gumshoe, heads to the illegal bum clinic that Asian socialite Barbie runs as a hobby from episode 1. She had fixed up the guy with the batarang injury. Why she took him in the first place is baffling because she herself refers to him as a domestic terrorist. She keeps the batarang, by the way, which I can't say as I blame her, but I hope she thoroughly disinfected it. Looking at the type of guys Frumps McGurk has for thugs, she would probably get hepatitis by smelling his body fluids. Bat Pronouns lets him leave to tell old Frumps a message. The message? Waffles. Using surveillance footage, the Crows track down Frumps McGurk's hideout in a suburban neighborhood. So nobody who lives there noticed anything strange going on around that house? No weird van showing up randomly? No one skulking around in rabbit masks? Bat Pronouns asks Agent Alphabet to stall the Crows so she can meet Frumps McGurk at their childhood favorite spot, a waffle stand. Back in the Batcave, Luke takes a break from playing Candy Crush, or whatever the fuck he does all day, and notices that Kid is taking a bunch of Bat gadgets, and the Bat computer starts blinking and making noises. Doesn't Bruce Wayne have some of the best technology available? Why does this thing look like a relic from the 60s? At first I thought it might be a replica or a reference to the 60s TV show, but it looks completely different.
Whoa, whoa. What are you doing, Luke? It's not a toy.
Luke, the moron that he is, starts pushing buttons, even though he himself knows he shouldn't be pushing them. Kate arrives at the waffle stand for more hot flashback action. The Crows arrive at the house where Frumps McGurk was holding the couple hostage to find them murdered. The good commander had lived there some time ago with his family. Pre-Asian trophy wife, of course. Kate meets up with old Frumpy, and the Frumps is surprised to learn that Kate has her favorite knife. Bitch, do you have the memory of a goldfish? You personally initiated an intercept course to Bat Pronoun's fucking face. The recap at the beginning of this very episode explicitly shows this. Agent Alphabet spills the beans on where Kate and Frumps McGurk are meeting from their earlier conversation. Back at the waffle stand, Frumps McGurk gives us an extra strength dose of crazy, describing the aftermath of the accident and how she saw her mother's decapitated head. To prove her identity to her father, she does something only a Klingon could appreciate. She starts cutting her own hand with her knife, but the crows arrive on scene, ready to fill her with more holes than a Swiss cheese. Kate convinces Cobra Commander not to, and he orders her ass thrown in Arkham. The drama escalates because Kate sees it in Agent Alphabet's face that she was ratted out. Frumps McGurk's crazed ramblings also make Kate think that socialite Barbie is in danger. Agent's stepsister is, for some reason, still hanging around in her dump of a clinic when the power starts flashing. She's not alone. Frumps McGurk has sent her boy toy goon to make sushi out of her. But this guy is just the worst. I thought the crows were supposed to be
of ex-Navy SEALs and Green Berets.
So instead of just shooting her or slitting her throat like his psycho girlfriend would, he decides he's just going to strangle her instead, which gives Agent Stepsister enough time to stab Boy Toy with a batarang. Agent Stepsister runs into another room to hide, but Boy Toy grabs an axe and does his best Jack Torrance impression. Before he can get the famous line out, he suddenly gets yanked across the room like a fucking rag doll. How does that happen? No way Bat Pronoun could pull him that hard by hand. If she used the grapnel, it would drag her across the room, unless she was anchored into the floor. The Batwoman writers tell Newton's third law of motion to fuck right off. However, Newton responds in kind. The media, having wasted no time, is reporting on Frumps McGurk being transported to Arkham, when suddenly, another bad CGI explosion happens. Bat Pronouns races to the scene of the explosion. Bat Pronouns rescues Frumps McGurk. She uses a rebreather gadget, which was actually set up earlier in the episode. So I give you props for that, Batwoman writers. Good job. But I immediately take them away because the GCPD randomly starts raining fire down upon them. Now, a bullet from their little pea shooters fired in the water wouldn't even break the skin. But apparently the transport they were hauling Alice's frumpy ass in was made entirely out of nitroglycerin, because a single bullet makes the truck go up like a fucking bomb. The explosion not only knocks Bat Pronoun into sleepy time, but throws her out of the water as well. Back in the Batcave, Luke starts pushing buttons randomly to activate the suit's onboard defibrillator. Of course the suit has one. Now, I'm no doctor, but is it really wise to shock someone who is completely soaked with water? She immediately shakes off a potential cardiac dysrhythmia like a stubbed toe and gets the fuck out of there before the cops can get her. I've been ignoring this radio voiceover thing the entire time because it's completely pointless. I had to throw this in here because of the cringe.
The Alice in Wonderland gang is in the wind, and Batman was not there. Was there a cowl convention we didn't know about? Was it Robin's high school graduation?
Is Robin actually a thing in the Batwoman universe, or is this just a terrible fourth wall breaking joke? Kate shows up to apologize to Agent Stepsister for missing dinner, but Agent Stepsister whips out a pistola. Now where the fuck did she get that from? Did she get it from the gun runners in the abandoned building next door? Did she have it already? If she did, why did she not go after that gun when Joke Nicholson was going to turn her into ground beef? Agent Stepsister actually tries some acting. Ruby Rose, of course, can't be bothered.
Don't worry. Took off and got scared before doing any permanent damage. And no, I didn't tell your dad. The last thing I need is my own personal security detail.
Mary, I am so sorry.
Is Alice worth it?
Cobra Commander, back at his nest, is chewing on the asses of some GCPD members like he hasn't eaten a thing in weeks. Why is he doing that? Does the GCPD now report to the crows? He then turns to Kate and has her nearly non-existent ass for dessert, telling her that Frumps McGurk slit the throats of the couple she held hostage and that Frumpy is no longer his daughter. Kate gives him a look I'm not sure is either defiance or confusion. And then we get to the best scene in the show, and I'm not exaggerating here. Dougray Scott's role is not well written, but he really sells the emotion of being a grief-stricken father here. Well done. Too bad it's part of this piece of shit show, though. The show then has to remind us, once again, which network we were watching, with another dramatic encounter between Bat Pronoun and Agent Alphabet. Agent Alphabet tells us how happy she is in her heterosexual relationship, and that Kate should move on. So that means we will absolutely get more of this shit in the upcoming episodes. Ruby Rose, once again, looks confused. Back at Wayne Tower, Kate mentions the Batsuit costs $10 million. Where the fuck did all the money go? It looks more like $10. Anyway, someone else knows about the knife and the DNA mystery. So there's a new player in the story. I wonder who that could be. Luke tells Kate she's making a lot of people excited over nothing, and then hands her his toddler tablet. Wow, who would have guessed? Asian trophy wife is not completely pointless to the show.
It'll be melted into a paperweight.
Destroy the masks while you're at it. I'll take care of whatever surveillance was in the garage.
Like it never happened.
Then there's this scene with Bat Pronoun and Joe Nicholson that is just pure cringe.
You're gonna tell me everything you know about Alice.
Thought you were Batman.
You wish.
And at last, we finally stumble upon the final scene, which shows that Frumps McGurk knows who Bat Pronoun is. So there we have it. Episode 2 is finally over. This episode was probably better than the first. I know that's not saying much. The show overall is still dumb. It's still cringy. But at least this episode wasn't as boring as the first one. And Dougray Scott was not half bad. He actually had some brief heartfelt moments. I hope you guys are looking forward to episode 3 as much as I am. Thank you so much for watching.